Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'd like to call a meeting to order. Let's call it 1:30. And would like to ask those of you who have a cell phone to double check and make sure that it is turned off or on to airplane mode or one of those other modes that makes it quiet. So that said, oh, got to turn that off too. There we go. Okay, with that, the first item of business is to approve the minutes from August. And do I have a motion for the minutes to be approved from August? Nancy approves the minutes from August. Is there a second? Diana's going to approve the minutes for the second. Is there any discussion? I think everybody has read those minutes on the internet, and so we will vote on it. Those approving the minutes, those in favor of approval of the minutes? Aye. You weren't on the board at that point in time, so you don't need to vote. That's right. So they're approved by unanimous decision. Okay, Rita, you want to give us the financial and management review?
Alrighty. Our revenue for the month was $527,466, which puts us ahead of about $112,000 for the budget for the year. On the expense side, we spent $471,368, which is roughly $25,000 over budget. Several factors contributed to the overage this month. First, we had 3 payrolls in August, which was budgeted. However, dining services exceeded their employee cost by $11,000 due to overtime cost incurred from staffing shortages. I did meet with the regional vice president yesterday concerning this, and I do have an agreement that if they exceed their budget for the remaining of the year, they will have to provide a credit. At administration department, we were over budget $4,000 in employee costs due to losing an employee at the front desk, covering the gap, and the process of training, which doubles the hours during training time. Additionally, we paid a tax liability payment for the 2023 return, which contributed to approximately $7,300 to our monthly budget overage. In terms of the net income, we're looking at a favorable position of roughly $175,000 for the year. As we're currently preparing for the budget next year, I've been asked about how we go about doing that without having a full year of financials. We use 9 months of actuals and 3 months of the forecast data. So far, the variance between the year-to-date actuals and the year-to-date forecast that I've started a month or so ago is $315. Okay.
Any questions from the board? I just say that being $315 that close to a forecast is just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to cash. We've got $2,688,676 in our reserve account, $471,392 in our operating account, for a total of $3,130,778. In August, we had about $41,000 in cash outlays that are just kind of one-time instances. We had to renew our D&O insurance, and we paid the remaining balance on the parking deck consulting first invoice.
Comments from the board? Questions? Okay. Let's move on.
Okay. In dining services, we served 6,402 meals in August, which means we subsidized about $16 per meal for the month. Dining Services presented a new menu that will be coming out on October 1st to everyone who attended the High Rise Senior Living series last week. They explained the need to streamline the menu, as well as provided tastings for a few items coming out. So we'll be looking for some changes next week in that.
Comments from anybody on the board? Questions? Let's move on.
Sales and leasing, we currently have 4 units for sale by outside agents and 1 unit for lease by an in-house agent. And our total sales for the year so far has been $3,839,483. I will say that this list may not be all-inclusive. This is what we know about. If an owner sells their condo to someone that we don't know about, it even being for sale, we can't really control that. I was asked about that this week, and we have had a couple units that we've received HOA letters for this week that we didn't even know was available.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more questions? Any questions from the board? No questions from the board on that. Thank you, Rita.
Okay. I got a few more things. Mhm.
Go ahead.
As I've been mentioning, a few projects we're working on in the building. The single B elevator replacement is going well. They did comment today that they may be a little bit ahead of schedule, so that's nice. The spa is finally getting its finishing touches. The vanity's going in today, and the custom door that we've been waiting on forever, finally come in today as well. As of this past Monday, we now have the number of sign-ups required to move forward with the Comcast Xfinity package. This past Monday, we also had a high-rise living series where a lot of questions were asked, and we will be updating the Q&A list that's currently at the front desk. This time, we do not have an exact date that the work will start, but when the technicians come in, it'll take 3 to 4 months to get everything installed in the units. You may have been experiencing what you think is little mini earthquakes the past week or so. Yesterday, we had about 20 of them in the office. My sticky notes on the computer were actually shaking. That is due to the jackhammer going on out front. So I know that several people were calling down kind of worried about it, so that's what that's from. I will also say with the weather approaching, please be sure to secure all the items that's on your balcony. We'll be making an announcement later because the winds are supposed to get worse coming through tomorrow.
We good? Okay. Any questions on that from members of the board? Okay. All right. The executive committee has met, and we have several things to talk about there. First of all, the executive committee met and discussed the beach consulting group to do a set up and be involved with the chases, which would put forth a further study on their part, develop a bid package, and develop and be involved in the site preparation and site visits. We, in the executive committee, we kind of liked this group because of their cost factor. They were substantially less than another group that we talked with. The members of this consulting group have great qualifications as represented by their resumes. And as I said before, their cost is substantially less. So with that said, I would like to make a motion that the board accept the beach package to be our consulting group for the chases at this point in time. Do I have a second on that? Second.
A question on that?
Bye.
Is there any information that goes with the bid or process that you put out?
We will be asking questions from the audience later.
Okay, but we're just talking about it now, and you're going to second the motion, and I'm just asking the question.
This is a board decision to be made at this point in time.
Okay, so there's no information for owners at all?
Yeah, we can provide all that same information to the owners. No problem with that.
Okay.
But at this point in time, we're voting on it as a board to go ahead and to contract with these people. And we can provide you with that information that we have from this consulting group, yes. Do we have a second from Diana?
And maybe he's just confused. We did not pick just.
Did I not make myself clear?
No, I think that we did not just pick beach from the air.
it was multiple things that the architect committee as well as the board looked at before the decision was made. So it might seem like abrupt to you, but it's been really, really discussed and investigated.
I understand that, but there's nothing on the website about any of this as far as detail.
This is, as I mentioned before, this is a board decision, and we can discuss this, and we can show you the data they have provided. But at this point in time, we're a board decision to contract with these people to provide us with the information that they are
And how
to
much
provide.
money are you spending?
We don't have the final bid from them yet. We have an hourly bid. It will be an hourly cost and substantially less than the previous bid.
What's your estimate of the money?
This is a board decision.
Well,
We're not in discussion at this point in time. I'll be happy to tell you all that when it comes time for the discussion. This is board discussion at this point in time.
Well, excuse me. but
Those
I'm
on the
the
board
owner.
who are in favor of voting for this to hire Beach Consulting to do this work, all in favor? All in favor? It's unanimous. We will go ahead and contract with Beach to provide the consulting work for the
Is
chases.
this a secret or something? What? Why is there no information?
We don't provide information on every item that we discuss or that is necessary
This
for
isn't every
Mount
item.
Vernon
This is
Towers.
millions of dollars.
No, we are
This
not.
isn't a door to an
We are
apartment.
not creating a contract to do the chases. We are engineering
All
contract.
right.
I've been involved with this. We are hiring a consultant group to investigate what
I
we
have
need
no
to do,
problem with that.
Okay, and so they are just, depending on what direction it goes, they're going to provide some professional expertise.
But why is it a
Similar to the
secret?
parking dock, we didn't have the,
Jeff,
so,
this is not the
that should
time
be
to
my.
discuss, sorry.
Why is it a secret? I don't understand.
It's not a secret.
You're gonna spend millions of dollars.
This isn't million.
Okay, let's move right on to the status of the reserve study. You want to talk about that? Yeah, sure. And I'll ask Scott to talk about the status of the reserve study.
Can you hear me back in the back? I do have a low voice, so the reserve study, we're still in the process of waiting for, what's the guy's name? Gary Porter to send us the information. We expect some information from them on Monday. Hopefully we'll be able to review that with the board and the finance committee in the coming weeks. The finance team will also be meeting soon to establish the 2025 budget. Rita will be finishing the financials through September, and then she will forecast for the rest of the year. And we'll use that information along with the information she's gathered line by line in talking with vendors and reviewing the building necessary fixes that will have to be done next year. So when she gets all finished with that, we'll have a meeting with the finance team to go over both of these items, hopefully.
Another item we spoke about at the executive meeting was the status of the parking deck bids. We anticipate the bids from the contractors to be in this Friday so that we can review those and review those with the consulting firm that we have hired to go over that. The anticipated start date on this is somewhere close to the 1st of November. So we look forward to getting these in and coming up with a final cost on what we're going to do with the parking deck. And this would probably be, like I say, somewhere around the 1st of November start. Next item that we had discussions on that we can talk about was the status of the website. And
We'll do that in the,
you want to do that in?
do marketing.
Do that in marketing later on? Okay, that's fine. And those are the primary items that we had in our executive session. like to move on then to the board-led groups, which is Architectural Committee, which also I'm involved with, and the Architectural Committee, again, was dealing with Walker Consultants and the parking deck, which we've already mentioned. We've already talked about the B elevator and the spa. And as you know, the beauty parlor is up and running, which is beautiful. And we've also had our discussions about the Chase repair and the going to work with Beach on the contract for their engineering services. So that's pretty much covers what we did in the Architectural Committee meeting. So any questions from the board on any of that? Okay. Let's move on then to nominating, marketing, and communications. Nancy, Tricia?
I'll start with nominating. Any individuals, we went over this at the High Rise on Monday, but I'll just go through it briefly here. Any individuals interested in running for one of the 2 open positions for 2-year terms on the HOA Board of Directors should contact Rita for additional information on responsibilities, campaign rules, and the 2024 election calendar. There is 1 position open for a resident owner and 1 for an individual living outside the community who is not required to be an owner. Cover letters, photo, and resumes should be submitted between Monday, September 30th, and Wednesday, October 9th by 5 p.m. The nominating committee will announce the slate at the October board meeting. No campaigning is allowed until candidates are announced. Information on approved candidates will be shared with owners in late October. There will be Meet the Candidate events in November, and the ballots will be tabulated at the December 16th annual meeting. Do we move on to social?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. Trivia date is now set once again. This time it is going to be Wednesday, October 9th from 2 to 4. So because of the many date shifts, new teams have formed to accommodate the changes. Contacts for each team will be notified to confirm your team members. If you have already formed a team, you don't need to sign up again. If you'd like to form a team or register as an individual, you can sign up by the mailroom by next Monday. With round tables, the maximum team size is 8 people. The rules will be distributed before play begins, and there will be a prize basket. Today is World Travel Day, and the travel group is zooming ahead. They just came back from Charleston. We had more than 20 people participate, and they have a lot more trips for individuals and groups to participate. If you're interested, contact Peggy Garnier. The next meeting is October 7th. The garden group is, we're organizing and we're working on it. We'll get in touch with the people who have signed up. We mentioned at the last meeting that doing some things with Pikes. Pikes does not offer off-site classes, but we're still looking at some of the other things we talked about doing, and we'll be in touch with that. The Welcome Committee is continuing to contact new residents and offer meal registrations to meet neighbors. The Monday High Rise series will continue through mid-November when the space will be used for holiday events. The fire chief comes next Monday. The voter registration team came earlier this month, and information on absentee ballots, voting sites, transportation to voting sites, etc., will be in the Towers Talk. The absentee ballots don't go out till the 7th, and voting doesn't start till the 15th. So until then, no news. Buy for Nothing is October 8th. So start putting your things in bags and boxes. There are a lot of other activities. Just check the Towers Talk and look at the sign-up sheets by the mailroom for the Thursday day trips and other things. And then Tricia will talk about the marketing. Anything I forgot?
Okay, so we have a sample brochure of what we've made for the Personal Care Center and for Mount Vernon Towers. This I have up here is not what I have up here is just what we've printed on the printer here. We actually have some that will be printed in a harder copy, and it will go into the packet, so when people come in here to either look to rent or to purchase, then they will receive one of these. The website's being updated. Still in progress. It takes some time to do it, but it is in the works, and PCC website should come out, I guess, in early October. There's been some people trying to find the Facebook page for Mount Vernon Towers. It is a business and not a group, so be sure to follow us on Facebook, because you'll get a lot of information if you don't get it from the Towers Talk or from the TV or from, the bulletin boards. You can find it on Facebook as well. And just be sure to read your Towers Talk to get all the information for that week. Thank you.
I'm sure everybody memorized all that, what's going on and what's happening. So just to double check it, read your Towers Talk. All right. Anything else from the board at this point in time? Anybody have any comments? More board, more business? Any from the board? Let's move on then to let's move on to questions, comments from the audience. Is there any questions or comments we have in the audience? We have 1, 2, 3. I see.
Having to have their name and
That's kind of fancy.
Would you please, as we have done in the past, tell us your name and if you're a resident owner or outside owner?
My name is Gary Conlon. I'm a new owner, or newer. I've only been here a couple of years, and trying to get involved with the activities in Mount Vernon Towers. And I've gone to the website and notice that there's no information on any of our $1 million projects, either the parking lot or the chases, and that the minutes that are listed, the last written minutes are in May. This is the end of September. And the last video is...
Hold the microphone up, please. Hold the microphone, please, yeah.
The last written minutes that are on the website are May, and the last video is June. And so it's hard to keep up or get any information if the website's not up to date. And the other part of the website is in the residence manual. It lists the board of directors, but there's no contact information. There's no phone number, email, apartment number, anything. So other than your name, how do you get a hold of you? And it's just a website. I mean, is there not a webmaster or somebody who should update it with the current meeting minutes, or is it just a real estate ad? Thank you.
Rita's doing a real quick check right now on what's on the website, because I was, yeah, because we should have everything on the website that's up to date except for the minutes that were just approved today. Yeah, they should be through July is what we're looking for.
And just so you know, that website is not going to be, that website's pretty soon going to be old, and we'll have a new one that will be more able to update in a more timely manner. But right now, it's it's outdated, except for the information that should be on there from our meetings.
And you can get a list of owners from yes.
The other part of the website is there's no contact information to get a hold of the board. Like, if I have a question for today's meeting, wouldn't it be nice if the board knew what that question was going to be so that they could answer it without, half hour? There's no email contact with the owners, nothing like that. So if you're going to redo the website, maybe it's to think about that.
It's up to date in July. August wouldn't be there yet because you just approved it today.
Yeah, the
July board meeting.
oh, there it is, July board meeting. Yeah, the board meeting through July is up to date. The minutes are on the website, and the August minutes have just been approved today, so they will be put on here shortly.
Can I say something?
Regarding the contact information, I think that you could always contact Rita, and she could forward anything to a member of the board. So, yes, go ahead, Nancy.
There's always a updated list of residents at the front desk that you can get, and I'm sorry you've had trouble reaching me because nobody else seems to. I get multiple calls, emails, texts, phone notes, door box notes every day. So, if you can come up afterwards and ask us, but I know it's been in Towers Talk in the past, and our phone numbers are on our names are on the list with everybody else's.
I wanted to comment about the updated. It's a lot of confusion. I know with my computer, and I'm not a computer person, but sometimes because of the cookies or whatever, when I pull up the Mount Vernon website, it gives me old information, and I call Rita and say, why isn't this updated? And she said, well, it is. So then I have to empty out my history and cookie list, and then it will pull up the I'm not saying that's what happened, but I know I've had the same thing where I've pulled up what's old minutes, and they have been updated since then. And it's for me, it's operator error, and I assume you probably are more computer literate than me during that. But I understand what you're saying, because the same things happened to me, and it wasn't a Mount Vernon issue, it was my issue. So what you might do is when you see outdated information, a quick email to Rita saying, what's the updated list, and she can tell you, and that way you'll know. Is that okay, Rita? I don't mean to make more work.
Okay, we have some more.
Yes.
Julie, tell us who you are, please.
Julie Maisel. I'm a resident owner, and Rita said at the meeting about the menu, it told why it was streamlined, but can you let those of us that didn't go to the meeting know why the menu was streamlined?
So the last menu that come out, as you are aware if you eat in the dining room, it's a very large menu. We do not have the space or the capabilities in the kitchen to actually prepare everything on the line. So because of the size, they have to go back and forth from the prep area to the line area. It's not efficient. During the last couple months, we've had several different chefs from several different states come in, take a look at our process, and they've all agreed that our menu was way too large for the size kitchen that we have and for the amount of staff we have back there. So that's the reason why the menu is going to be streamlined, and some of the items that are being taken off are not ordered very often. Others are more popular, but you will still continue to see a daily lunch special, a daily dinner special as well.
Additional questions, comments?
Dan Castle. I have 5 one-bedroom condos, 3 of which are now for sale. And Rita, my question is, where does the data come from on this sales and leasing report? Because I sent you a text Monday, I believe, of this week, and none of the information, first of all, there's only 2 listed, and the information for those 2, all of it is incorrect.
Okay, so I got your B902, B904. I did not get the listing for the third one.
When you say listing, what do you mean? Because in my text, I provided all this information for those 4 columns.
What I'm saying is I did not get the listing from your realtor, so I didn't know if it was actually ready yet. And the reason why the dates are wrong, I realized after it was printed, that was the dates that you initially listed them with Jerry, and then you decided to change realtors, and the date just needs to get changed because when it was first on the website, it saves that date. So when I got your new listings from your new realtor, it saves that date in there, and that's where those dates come, is when it was placed on the website.
All right, and the prices are switched on these 2. My basic question is, what is the right way to get the correct information onto this page?
Send everything in an email, just like I copied your realtor yesterday along with you, stating that one of the units came with no pictures, and I've also texted her and I haven't heard anything back. So send everything in an email. And she said she had sent me an email, and I looked through junk mail. She had to send it several times to get it to come through, and she said she had never tried to call me.
So the answer to my question is then it has to come from my realtor. You won't accept the information from the actual
Oh, no, if you want to
owner.
send it in an email, but don't try to text all that in a text message. Send an email with all the information to list, you or her, or either one.
Okay. So the answer is send an email, not a text.
That's a lot of information to send through text for the listing.
I also want to announce, pardon me? Well, that's what we're trying to do. I also want to announce that most of, I don't know if most, but a lot of people that move in here are friends or acquaintances or people that residents know here. So I am offering a referral fee of $1,000 if you tell me about somebody that's interested in living in Mount Vernon Towers. And if it's a full price offer, and when I say a referral fee of $1,000, that's it, obviously if I accept a contract from that person. I'm not going to hand out $1,000 bills to everybody. And if it's a full price offer, then it'll be a $4,000 referral fee. So I'm dead serious about increasing the property values at Mount Vernon Towers. We've had discussions in here at other board meetings how other facilities are going up. Our competitors are going up 30% or more in the last 3 to 4 years. The value of Mount Vernon Tower condos has gone down in the last 3 years. That needs some serious attention. So my referral fee is one way to try and get more focused on what the proper value for our homes should be.
Any other questions, comments? With that said, then the next board meetings will be scheduled for October the 23rd, November the 20th, and the annual meeting will be December the 16th. The annual meeting, of course, is on a Monday evening, and so that'll be a little different than what we're doing the rest of the year. That said, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting at 2:04? Nancy adjourns at 2:04. Do we have a second? Diana at second. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting? Aye, 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 unanimous. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you for attending.